Yeah. So scary. Hey, au pairs, I'm Edwina.
I'm Hannah.
Before we start our video, we just wanted to tell you that our book is coming out soon.
Finally, after about a year and a half of writing and editing and getting all ready, we thought we'd tell you a little bit about what's in the book to begin with. So we've basically accumulated all of the questions we've ever been asked. Accumulated the questions we've ever been asked over our time as au pair in Paris.
Yeah.
And we've kind of compiled it into this one huge book which will answer every question that you have if you're going to be an au pair.
Right.
And it also has stories which we would never admit to on the internet, so that's kind of the most fun part of the book, I think.
Just because the nature of our YouTube channel, our host families might watch this channel, so we don't want to say everything. So we are saying everything in the book, if you're interested to know our secrets.
Today, though, we thought we'd talk about dating Frenchmen.
Woo!
Boyfriend alert!
Because maybe one of us has been dating some Frenchmen lately and wants to talk about it. Today we're going to go over 5 things that we think are important to know before you broach the French dating territory, because there are cultural differences. As much as French is a Western culture and American and England is a very Western culture, there are these subtle differences that are important to know.
This is a very heteronormative video, I guess, but that is,
as we are both straight,
our own experiences.
Let us know what your opinions are below if you're going through a different experience, like that's not heterosexual or just a different opinion in general. Please tell us. And give this video a big thumbs up, please.
So, number 1, we have found that when dating French men, there is immediate exclusivity about your situation. Like, if you go on more than a couple of dates, neither of you is kind of like playing the field as much anymore. Obviously that differs for many people, but in our experiences that has always been the case. There isn't any like what's the sentence?
Well, I don't know DTR. What it's like. Is it like this so in American culture it's like a codified dating process of like in the beginning you can be dating a lot of people, but there's always this stark moment of we've defined the relationship and now we're monogamous. But that moment of being monogamous starts from the beginning with French guys or French women or whatever. Once you kiss, you're kind of like together, and that relationship might last a week, 2 months, a year, whatever, but you only approach one person at a time. And in that way, it's like a lot more simple. You don't have to worry about, what are we? What are they looking for? What am I looking for? I have to talk to them and I have to approach them. It's like just take it as it is and have fun,
Second is that dating and going on dates is extremely casual and very fun. So for instance, you might just grab a coffee or walk around Paris or meet their friends really early on. I know that that's happened to you quite a lot often. It didn't happen to me as much, thankfully, because I'd always be like, no. And you get to just hang out with their family and their friends, and it's not like this big like, oh, let me introduce you to people.
There's not like the one date where like this person's gonna meet my friends now. It's like, come hang out with us and meet my friends, and that it's again more simple and more natural, I think. Personally, I just think that the French are so much better at being natural about things. Like we have such high expectations, and like our way of, at least in America, I think our way of integrating this new person into our lives can sometimes be very formulaic and is like really stressful. Whereas in France, it's like, come on over, like you're just a new friend of mine, so hang out with my other friends.
And everyone kind of accepts you and welcomes you in because this is the thing. Whereas I guess if you kind of tried to do that more in like the Anglophone world, you're like, this is my new date. It would be a bit more like, who's this person? Right.
The third one. The third one is a stereotype of France, which is that like, oh la la, sex is a thing. And I think that as an au pair, my kids that were like 6 and 8 used to talk about sex all the time. Like
what are you saying?
Now as a teacher, I'm also observing that like we talk about sex in the classroom sometimes, like not sex and not like intimate details or anything, but like it's just a subject that's just a natural thing, and it's not this taboo thing that we only talk about in sex education.
It's much more like open culture, like boobs aren't outlawed, like things like that.
In America, I feel like we are so awkward about talking about sex and like getting tested and like anything. The French are just so much more natural. The French are sex positive. That's what you gotta know. They're not. I'm not saying that they like want to have sex all the time.
We've just dug ourselves a hole.
We did. That's not to say.
We just observed that France is a more open culture. Just leave it there.
Just leave it. Leave it there.
The next one is if you hate smoking, too bad, because your French partner is probably gonna smoke.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, every single French guy I ever went on a date with would
French
light
women
up.
too. And I think it's funny, like, they also are always trying to quit. All of them, all the time. You're like, oh, you're quitting, cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, at this point now, it really doesn't bother me that like, being around smoke, but I know, like, when I first came from America, I was like, ew, smoking is so gross.
Mm-hmm. No, I've gone more the other way. I used to be like, it's so cool, and now I'm like, lung cancer. And finally,
and the last one.
The best thing about going out with a French person is that you will improve your French. We had a friend who met her boyfriend during her au pair year. They're now married, and her French is just like from nothing.
Perfecto.
Because he basically was like speaking in English with her for months and months, and then was like, this isn't fair anymore. I'm going to teach you French.
Yeah.
And they like would have Tuesdays and Thursdays where they exclusively spoke French, and that was the rule, and all this.
What?
Yeah.
You know all of these intimate details.
Because she used to say, like, otherwise they just wouldn't do it. Whereas if it was a Tuesday, it was like, too bad. This is not a day off for you. If you have something that you don't feel like you can express, and you have to express it in English, talk to me tomorrow.
That's so cool.
Because he also said, or she said that she didn't like dipping in and out of the language when she was first learning.
Hard. So if you want to improve your French, find a French partner. That's it. Let us know what you think about dating in France.
Check out our social media channels, leave comments below, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and not Twitter, but Twitter.
Twitter if you want.
Yeah.
And that's all for now. Ciao.